everyone, welcome to the Crafty Pixie channel where we do sewing projects and subscription boxes. I am Bee. Whether you are new or old to this channel, thank you so much for stopping by. It is great to have you. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you know when I upload every week. That is a very important function to have because sometimes I'm not able to upload on the same day every week. So leave a comment in the comment section down below, especially if you are a new subscriber. I would love to hear from you, and give the video a thumbs up. How are you guys doing today? Everybody good? I see you. You guys are awesome. Thank you for everything that you do for everyone and for your little piece of the world. All right, so in today's video, we have this adorable bag. I really like this bag. Like, it's like a tote bag, but it's got exterior pockets. They're peekaboo pockets. I'll have the link in the description down below, just like always. But you've got the front pocket here, and then you've got the pocket right here as well. Plus you've got the huge interior. I am already using this bag. I've got my calendar, a notebook, of course my wallet and everything in here as well. So this is a great bag. It's pretty sturdy. It isn't too bad, but I really like it. It was not hard to do at all. There's no hardware. If you want to put a magnetic snap to close it, of course you can do that, but you don't have to. This is perfectly functional without it. I finally used some of that fabric that I absolutely loved from the first fabric haul video that I did. I'll have it linked over here for you so you can check it out if you want to. But this is a great bag. I did not make my own straps. I bought webbing to make straps just because it was faster. Right now I'm into fast. I'm not able to sew as much as I would like to right now with everything going on. So I am doing this, but it's great. It fits a water bottle. It even fits my lunch for when I go to work. So this is a really good size bag. You guys are going to love this. It's not much fabric at all. So without any further ado, let's get to materials and get started. For this project, you are going to need 3 sets of fabric. So you've got your pocket fabric. There's 2 of them. I'm using quilt cotton. Then you have 2 what they call peeking fabric. I'm using canvas for that. If you're using canvas or leather or vinyl or anything like that, you don't need to interface it. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. It's pretty sturdy on its own. And then you have 2 lining pieces cut the same length and width as your peeking fabric. I did go ahead and fuse that with fusible fleece just to give the bag some extra support. There's no pockets. You can easily stick a pocket in there if you want to, but I am not. There's that. You're going to need a turning tool, scissors, a marking tool of some kind. I'm going to use my tailor's chalk. Then you're going to need belting, or you need to follow the cutting instructions if you're going to make your own strap. I'm just going to use belting today. You're going to use some bias tape. Don't worry, it is very quick. It's only on these curves right here. That's it. Some clips or pins and a ruler. That's all you need. All right, so I'm going to get everything ready and get started. All right, first thing we're going to do is tackle the bias tape so that it's done and out of the way. So I went ahead and did this side already, but you're going to take your bias tape. I have 1/2 inch bias tape. You can go up to 1 inch if you want to. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top, leave a little bit of an overhang just in case there's any shifting. And we're just going to clip and work our way down. You're literally placing the fabric between the 2 edges of the bias tape and folding it over. Just like that. Okay, and just feed it all the way through. You're going to do that to all 4 edges. Just go slowly when you're clipping. I suggest you clip here, not pin, but it's whatever you're more comfortable with. This is just going to finish the raw edge. Sorry if there's shadows. We've got some weird skies out there today. Make sure there's no bunching or anything like that. Make sure you're even. Go. And then you're just gonna cut a little bit of an overhang too, just in case there's any shifting. All right, so you're gonna do that to all 4 sides. And then you'll be done after you sew it, you'll be done with the bias, so you don't have to worry about any of that. So just make sure everything is even, make sure there's no lumps or anything like that. Then you're gonna take this over to the sewing machine. And I did just shy of 1/4 inch, and it worked out really well. It caught the front and the back plus the fabric. That's the main thing. You have to catch all 3 layers for this to work, okay? Make sure you backstitch really well at the beginning and at the end. This is similar to what you're going to be looking at when you are done. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the sewing machine, finish this panel, and I'll be right back. With those seams done, I gave it a press. Now we're going to baste the main panel and the peeking fabric together, okay? So your square is not quite a square. There's a little bit of a difference, okay? So the longer side is on the bottom and the top. The shorter is going up, okay? And we're just going to clip the 2 panels together. I already went ahead and did the other one. So we're just going to clip in place. If it's a little bit off, just a little bit, it's okay. It's human error because, you know, you had to measure and cut out the pattern pieces, so it's okay. If it's a big difference, then, well, you kind of have to fix it. But just do this, and then you're gonna baste at 1/8 inch seam allowance, starting at one corner, coming down, going across, and going back up. You're just basting it so it stays in place for the rest of the steps, okay? So that is that. So I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine, do that, and I'll be right back. Now that that is basted into place, we're going to go ahead and work on the straps. If you are making your own straps, follow the directions in the pattern. If you're going to use webbing like I am, you can go ahead and get a marking tool and your ruler. Okay, and then you're going to mark in 4 inches from each edge of the fabric and make a mark. You definitely want to make sure you have a marking tool that's going to erase or fade. You don't want this to accidentally be seen when you're done. Okay, and you're gonna go ahead and take one end of your strap, place that on the inside of the line you just made, line it right up with the edge of the fabric, clip or pin into place, turn your handle over, make sure you're not getting it all tangled, and then repeat on the other side. So just on the inside of the line that you marked. Okay, now we're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, you're just going to come across, backstitch, across, backstitch on all 4 pieces. You want to make sure that these are really sturdy to this fabric. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. The straps are attached. Now we are going to attach the front and back panel and our lining panels together. So you're going to take one side of the bag, place it right side up. You're going to take the other side of the bag and place it right side down. Make sure your straps are out of the way. And you want to line this up across the bottom. Just like so. You want to make it as even as possible. Okay, when you line up the bottom, your sides should be aligned as well. And we're going to clip these into place. You're going to do the exact same thing to your lining, only with your lining on the bottom of the bag, you're going to leave, pattern says a 3-inch opening. I'm probably gonna go 4. There's definitely enough room to leave an opening. So I'm going to leave enough because you've got the fusible fleece in here and you don't need it falling apart. Some of this fabric is really fraying. Okay. So align it as best you can. You should be pretty darn close to aligned. Okay, so I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine. Make sure when you are sewing you are not getting your straps in the seams, but we're going to go ahead and sew at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So you're going to come all the way down, across, and back up. Make sure you backstitch really well at the beginning and at the end. I will be right back. With the lining and the exterior sewn together, now we're going to box the corners. So I'm going to show you on here now. When you do the exterior, make sure your hand is between the peekaboo fabric and your fashion exterior piece. Make sure that's in there because you need to make sure you do this evenly. Now we're just going to even it out, lay it down like so. Take our ruler, and from the tip of our triangle in 3 inches, you're going to make a line. And you're going to clip it into place, like so. Then you're going to take this over to the sewing machine. You're going to do that to both sides of the exterior. Both corners of the exterior and both corners of the interior. And then you're going to take this over to the sewing machine and sew right across the line that you just made. Make sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end, and make sure that your fashion fabric is part of what you're doing here. So I'm going to go do that real fast and I'll be right back. So the box corners are done. I went ahead and trimmed them down to 1/4 inch. Now we're going to take our exterior and we're going to turn it right side out. This is also going to give you kind of a sneak peek of what this is going to look like when you're done. Poke out the corners, make sure they're good. This is what you're looking at. Isn't that cute? Oh, I love this. I love this fabric. I've been waiting a long time to use this fabric. I'm happy that this bag is one of the ones that I'm going to use it on. So here is your exterior. Now we're going to take our interior with right side out and we're going to slip the exterior inside like so. Now make sure your straps are way tucked in there and tucked in on the correct side of where they go. Okay? Just like that. And then we're going to line up our side seams. You can either open the seams up like that, or you can sandwich them in. I'm going to sandwich mine. Like so. Make sure your raw edges are aligned. This first clip or so is always the trickiest. I'm going to turn and do the other side. And then we're just going to clip around the exterior top until we are all into place. Like so. You can definitely use as many clips as you want here. This is a pretty sturdy bag, so I think I'm going to be okay with the amount of clips that I'm using. but you always use as many clips as you're comfortable with. Make sure there's no puckering or anything like that. Make sure those straps are out of the way. All right, now we're gonna take this over to the sewing machine, and with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, we're going to sew across the entire top. Make sure you backstitch really well at the beginning and at the end. I would also backstitch over the straps as well. So I'm gonna go do that and I'll be right back. I flipped everything right side out. I went ahead and rolled the seams at the top and clipped them, because next you're going to go ahead and you're going to top stitch all the way around the top at an 1/8 inch seam allowance. And then I also clipped the lining where we pulled everything through, and then you're going to of course stitch that at an 1/8 inch seam allowance as well to close that up. But yeah, that's it. There's the bag. Isn't it cute? I really like this with the little pockets and everything. I really like that. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Leave a comment in the comment section down below and give the video a thumbs up. Until next time, see ya.